2019 Audi Q3 car review. The good points of 2019 Audi Q3: improved ride, roomy backseat, usable and attractive infotainment. The bad points of 2019 Audi Q3: no dual clutch transmission inside US, featherweight, feel-free steering. Introduced next year for other markets, the Q3 made its strategy to the United States for that 2015 model year to ascertain Audi's presence within the booming luxury subcompact market. But it was underpinned by way of a prehistoric platform. Its interior happens to be dated by radiocarbon, as well as styling was as bland as Kansas Thai food. The second-generation Q3 starts off with a clean sheet. Crack open the Audi Q8, split the Q7's shell, and pull apart the Q5, and you will probably eventually work your way into the 2019 Q3, which replaces the soft, dumpling-like look of the company's predecessor, having a version with the octagonal grille and taut body lines define Audi's current upright, aggressive design language. Each with the two trim levels incorporates a unique fascia. The base model's nose is subdued. As you move the S-line's larger faux air intakes and chiseled splitter present a less benign face. Full LED lights in any way four corners are standard equipment. If you like the contrasting black wheel arches and rocker sills, even as we do, you're doomed. On new S. market vehicles, those pieces will likely be matched for the body color. The more essential changes include the structural and mechanical ones. The Volkswagen Group's versatile MQB architecture replaces the dated PQ35 platform, plus the Q3 grows in each and every dimension, approaching Q5 territory. At 176.5 inches overall, it can be 3.7 inches more than the outgoing Q3 and simply 7.1 inches shy from the Q5. Much of that growth, 3 inches, occurs between your wheel centers, stretching the wheelbase to 105.5 inches. Width pushes out by an inch, and height increases from the same margin. A turbocharged 2.0-liter inline-4 offers two output levels, straddling the first soared 200 horsepower force. Both versions from the engine provide more torque earlier inside the rev range as opposed to old mill. A 184 horsepower variant motivates base models, producing 236 lb-ft of torque. We sampled exactly the high-output version, great for 228 horsepower and 258 lb-ft, mated to your 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. There's a moment of lag at initial type-in, but once rolling, the Q3 is sufficiently quick for just a small SUV. Here within the States, an 8-speed automatic, which we wouldn't sample, will likely be the only transmission offered. All-wheel drive is standard on every model, and there will probably be no front-drive version. The Quattro hardware carries over from your outgoing Q3, although minor software tweaks improve efficiency, allowing the computer to decouple the spine axle through an electronically controlled clutch pack and operate as being a front driver in a few instances. To lower your expenses, Audi will offer exactly the regular suspension from the US, foregoing the sport and adaptive damper packages available overseas. Over northern Italy's buttery smooth roads, snappy ride on the last Q3 is absent, due in part to your longer wheelbase. Just the harshest impacts, for example thwacking an exposed manhole cover, reverberate from the cabin. We drove only Q3s built with 20-inch wheels engrossed in large 255mm summer rubber and expect small 18 and 19-inch wheel offerings and other even smoother rides. Although the steering effort is feather light and feedback is muffled, inputs with the steering wheel are translated with urgency, the Q3 changing direction gracefully, sufficient reason for minimal body roll. The brakes less difficult, better, too. Gone would be the old softness. To use place can be a firm, progressive pedal which allows easy modulation. The Q3's interior is well sorted and has now the most modern feel inside the segment. Leather is standard, as well as the seating position is vastly improved, through an airy greenhouse and also a panoramic sunroof. Synthetic suede divides the dash horizontally. Additionally, it is available on the armrests. A 10.3-inch digital gauge cluster is standard, and Audi's 12.2-inch virtual cockpit configurable instrument panel is optional. An 8.8-inch dash-mounted infotainment display is additionally included, as well as a 10.1-inch screen is accessible. This may be the first use on the brand's haptic touchscreen in a single display application, as opposed on the touchscreen approach that's employed in larger Audis. The system responds rapidly and renders the backup camera and available bird's-eye view in higher ease. The presence of analog back controls inside new Q3 can be a welcome change over Audi's ostensibly higher-to-touchscreen setup. Both control systems are angled toward the motorist by 10 degrees. That longer wheelbase is really a boon for interior real estate. The rear seats produce an adjustable recline function and 5.9 inches of fore and aft movement, providing ample space for adults of all sizes. The cargo hold grows 2 cubes over the prior generations, to 19 cubic feet. Of course, several electronic driver assistance systems are offered, including standard automated emergency braking. Audi hasn't announced pricing yet, but figure about $37,000 gets hot or hits dealerships late next summer or early fall. It comes with enough standard equipment to credibly call itself an entry luxury crossover, and it's a significant improvement above the Ute it replaces. In time, hopefully you like to forget about that one.